Welcome to my parlor. Welcome, traveler, to the Hidden Corner Finds. I am Joanne, and this is my humble store. Pull up a chair, stay a while, make yourself at home. What? Oh, you want to know what I'm selling? Everything and anything. In short, I have a passion for people. Ugh, why did it just bleep me? All I said was, I have a passion for picking, I said. Yeesh. You can't say anything on YouTube these days without this censorship. Anyways, as I was saying, I have a passion for picking. For me, there is nothing more satisfying than finding a unique and forgotten item and uniting it with someone who will really appreciate it for years to come. Whether it's a soapstone carving, an old book, or simply a mug to make you laugh, I try and find something for everyone. My goal is to make you a confident buyer. Older items often have a lifetime of stories to tell. I strive to describe the good as well as the bumps and bruises they've experienced along the way. It's important that the pictures reflect what you will receive. To that end, I always encourage questions and will do my best to respond as quick as possible. Appreciate you stopping by the store. If you can't find what you're looking for, please don't hesitate to contact me. I'm always looking for new ideas and will keep an eye out for your item in my travels.
Honey, what the happened to my action figure collection?
Whoops, gotta go. Bye.
And welcome back to Survival Saturday with Johnny Tiger. Date is April 20. Hope everyone's not too high to enjoy this video. April 20, 2024. And I was going to do some martial artsy stuff today, but then I sort of looked at the last time we reviewed a pocket knife or any kind of knife, and it's been a while. So I decided, well, heck, why not? And usually I know what I'm talking about, but today I have no idea what this knife is. So if any of you know, if any of you watching this happen to know what brand this is, which model this is, please let me know in the comment section. Right? This knife is a folding knife that we're looking at. It has a wood inlaid handle, and this was a gift from my friend John, who sadly has passed away. Um, John gave this to me back in 2003, and I've carried this ever since. This has been repaired multiple times, but it's a sharp little knife that I really like, partly because I'm sentimental, and secondly, because it is a really good knife. Um, so let's take a close look. The handle is about 4.25 inches long, and it's I believe that is an aluminum frame with a wood inlay, really handsome. Now I want to say this first. This finger ring at the end that makes it look a little bit like a karambit, that did not come with the knife. I added that myself. I would because there was one time when the screw that held the handle together fell out, and decided, hey, if I got to repair this, I might as well add something that I like to use, which is a finger ring. And yeah, it works pretty good. It's sort of at the wrong angle for a karambit. I'll show you guys when we actually do some cutting and demonstrating with this near the end of the video. So just know that if you see this, if you ever see this knife in its original form, it doesn't have the finger ring. On the back, it has a pocket clip, and this is a pretty decently deep pocket clip that can sit really low in your pocket, which is nice. I like knives that have that. Although I wish that this pocket clip could be reversed so you can carry this tip down because I don't know if you guys can make it out on the screen. This has a cutout on the handle that if you could carry this tip down, you can use that for quick draw your knife. Like this can hook onto your pocket, and this you can draw this like the fox knife style. But because the orientation of the clip is facing the wrong way, so this cutout becomes mm, pretty much just a fancy can opener, uh, bottle opener, which it does pretty good. Uh, so this is a view of the back with a pocket clip. And no, I don't believe that pocket clip is reversible. At least I tried, and it didn't work. Fully open, this knife is about 7¼ inches long, and it has a nice uh, knob or some stud. I don't know what you call this thing, like some wheel that you can use to push it open, or you can flick it and open it with your wrist like any regular pocket knife, like that, right? The 7.25 inch full length. The blade is about three and a quarter, a little bit less than 3¼ inch. I'm not sure of the material because I don't know what brand this is, but it sharpens very easily. It has holes drilled into the blade for you to easily lash this to a stick or a piece of wood. Actually, there's some writing on the blade there. I just came across it with my finger. Can you guys see it? If you guys can make that out, please let me know what brand this is. Um, the blade has a very interesting shape. I've always said this knife kind of reminds me of a batarang used by Batman. Like it has that kind of a long curve shape to it, and the blade reminds me a little bit of a hatchet. Like it has this back hooking point, and then this upswept forward, really nice belly to it, and then in the front we get this nice spear point configuration. Now this hook in the back, it's kind of like a gut hook, but I tried it and it's not really sharp enough, but uh, it is interesting that it has a hook in the back like that. I will caution you that when you cut with this, sometimes if you go too deep into whatever you're cutting, that hook, that tail end of the hook right here will get caught on the material that you're cutting. So you want to be cautious, otherwise you'll snag your knife. Right? It is a frame lock, so we have this traditional thumb jimping on the underside where you push to the side and then you fold up the knife. Right? Now, when you fold up the knife, it does have a little bit of a leeway between the beginning of the sharp blade and the fold, which means if you get your finger caught in here, it's not going to cut you. Now, if you have your finger way back here, then it's going to cut you. But look at that. Yeah, it's not going to cut your finger if you get your finger caught in there because there's a bit of a leeway, a bit of a space between uh, the actual sharp edge and where the joint is. So that is pretty nice. It is a relatively hefty knife with a bit of a weight to it, so it's not, especially now that I added the fingering to it. Um, so it's not one of those really lightweight knives, but it feels good, and with a wood inlaid handle, it's a very handsome knife. Now, we're going to put it through some cutting test, although this one goes without saying. I've carried it for over 20 years. Obviously, it does a good job. Now, before we cut anything, I want to show you guys what I was talking about. So I have this in the pocket of my vest, and you can see how low this sits. So it's very unobtrusive, but it still leaves you enough to grab and deploy the knife if you have to get it out in a hurry. Now, uh, what I meant when I said that I wish the pocket clip could be reversed, because right now when I put this in my pocket, the cutout on the back of the blade faces forward. So when I grab, it doesn't catch on anything, right? Now, if I can carry this face down like this, then it's when it come out of my pocket, this cutout on the blade will catch my pocket and deploy the knife for a quick draw action. I wish it has that function, but it doesn't. Kind of a oversight. Um, Now, I got a big cardboard box because, like I always said, you want to tell if a knife is really good, you cut cardboard with it. Obviously, if you have bamboo or wire and stuff like that around, that would be cool too. But as far as something that you might need a knife for everyday use, a cardboard is about as tough a material as you're going to come across. And uh, sometimes it makes me cringe when I do this because it's really marked up the knife. But this knife, it's been with me for a long time, and I know it's a workhorse of a knife, right? Like I said, you don't want to go too deep with this knife because this hook in the back is going to snag like this on the material. So you kind of want to be nice and controlled when you cut with this. It's not the easiest cut that I have done, but it's a nice, smooth glide into the material. Part of it is also because I'm working at such a weird angle, right? So yeah, it's definitely not cutting as well as some of the newer knife. I actually did not cheat, and I could have sharpened this prior to the video, but I didn't. I just used it as it is. Oh, let me show you guys this. This knife tend to have a little bit of a looseness to it too. I occasionally have to use this screw here to tighten up the handle. Otherwise, right now, because I didn't do this, you guys can see there's a little bit of a left and right play in the blade, and that is pretty much a no-no. So after the video, I'm going to go get a screwdriver and tighten this up so it feels better in the hand. When you do that with this knife, keep in mind you don't want to tighten it too much, because if you tighten this too much, the knife will get stuck halfway out and it's not going to move very good. So you kind of have to play around with this large screw here on the front of the handle to get a good feel for that. Um, Now, we want to answer our usual three question. Is it a good utility knife, survival knife, self-defense knife? Utility knife, I would say, yeah, this knife, you know, give you a bottle opener on the side and a nice comfortable handle. My hand can wrap around the handle perfectly, have nice solid pocket clip, easy to sharpen, and a relatively big blade for you to work with. So as a utility knife, it's going to do a lot of things that you need it to do, whether it's finer cut or even a little bit of chopping. This one's fine. Uh, Is it a good survival knife? Well, you guys know what I said about pocket knife. Um, as far as survival knife, I would never use a pocket knife for my primary, but as a secondary, it's okay. It has options, like if you really need to, you can lash this to a stick and turn it into a spear. It got holes here. The whole thing is easy to take apart, put together. Um, it has, again, this cutout in the back, bottle opener in case if you need a beer at the campsite. This has this little hook in the back. Um, that can sort of act as a gut hook. It's not perfect, but it kind of acts as one. So I would say as a secondary survival knife, it's not the best option, but it's not bad. It's a lot better than some of the other ones we looked at. Is it a good self-defense knife? I would say so. Feels good in the hand, deploys really quick, and with this ring I added, I can reverse grip this. I can use this as a thumb support. Put my thumb through this. It has pretty good balance in the hand, and it looks just big and dangerous enough to be pretty intimidating. If you take it out and you know what you're doing, I don't imagine the other person will want to mess around with you too much in this case. So, as far as a $20 knife, because that's how much it cost back in 2003, as far as a $20 knife, I would say it's pretty decent. Definitely not anything high end, but it's good enough to get a lot of jobs done. Um, Again, if you guys know what brand this is, please let me know in the comment section. Thank you for being here with me. Tomorrow I have a full day coming, so I'm not sure if I'm going to get around to Soul Search Sunday. If I do, I do. If I don't, I'll see you guys Monday in Music Monday. For now, have a good night.